After this, who is the chief guest of today's meeting, leader of Pashtun Tahfuz movement, please join us at the Now we introduce this topic, what is Kashmir conflict and right of freedom of right of self-determination of oppressed nations. Our activists from Pashtun Tahfuz movement and Kashmiri activists all are from oppressed nations who are the victim of the policies of Cold War era. Our historical nations were divided and still both regions are suffering. Not only land are torn apart and they are not allowed to meet each other, interact with each other. This conference is organized on the parallel to the 57th session of UN Human Rights Councils. And we are here to raise our voices and draw the attention of the international community that they should listen our voices. People are suffering. Hundreds of thousands of people died in these so-called policies of these Western countries and who are supporting Pakistan. We urge international community and United Nations that they should make Pakistan accountable. She is violating several international covenants, conventions, and universal declaration of human rights. We don't have freedom of expression. Recently in Rawla Court, one cleric issued fatwa against secular progressive activists. He said if somebody speaks against Pakistan or demands their rights from Pakistan, will consider as a blasphemy. And he said that such people should be eliminated. These mullahs, they travel to UK, Norway and other countries and getting donations, collecting donations from here, and back home they are issuing fatwa against secular progressive people. Situation is very worse in the region, in Afghanistan, Kashmir, what's happened in Bangladesh we have seen recently. Our panelists will shed light on this topic and especially they will bring insights from and feedback from their native places. First, I would like to introduce our panelists and then I will call the speakers. We have today Sarkar Shaukat Ali Kashmiri. He is the chairman of United Kashmir People's National Party, a staunch voice of the Kashmiris. He was twice kidnapped by ISI due to his stance against extremism, terrorism, and so-called proxy war, Pakistani proxy war. They call it jihad, but we don't accept such kind of jihads in our land. They are using our land for their gains, political gains, and plundering our resources. We have Ms. Shafia Sultana. She is the senior leader from Bangladesh and Secular Forum for Bangladesh in Switzerland. Then we have Jamil Maqsood Sahib. He is the president Foreign Affairs Committee, UKPNP. Mashrekewal Kayan Sahib, he is the president in PTM in Italy, and he is an Afghan leader based in Italy, human rights defender and very good friend of us. Sajid Hussain, Secretary Information, UKPNP Europe Zone. Our friend Mr. Mehran Mary, he will join us through video link and we will later invite him to join us. Without wasting time, I humble request to our speakers that please conclude your presentations 5 to 7, maximum 8 minutes. and we will have in the end time for question, answer or short comment session. First, I would like to invite Mr. Jamil Maqsood. He is the President of Foreign Affairs Committee of UKPNP. You have the floor, sir. Please come to the podium.
Very good afternoon. Very good afternoon. Hello? Yes, it's okay. Very good afternoon, dear comrades, activists, stalwarts, leaders, the president of this meeting, Mr. Kashmir Sahib, and the chief guest, Mr. Fazal Rahman Abdul, the leader of Pashtun Tafas movement abroad, and our ardent voice for the oppressed nations, for the oppressed people, the exiled chairman of United Kashmir People's National Party, Sardar Shaukat Kashmiri Sahib, and the delegation from Bangladeshi diaspora. Dear friends and colleagues, we have been speaking, highlighting, condemning the oppressive policies of Pakistan since long. This was 39th anniversary of United Kashmir People's National Party. It was established in 1985 by Sardar Shaukat Kashmiri Sahib and his colleagues. And since that, nothing has changed. Pakistan has continuously exploited our natural resources, illegally incarcerated those who vehemently highlighted human rights, even local development. And even before 2005 earthquake, we had no internet and no cellular phone facility for the entire population. And even after 2005, at the behest of international community, some international telecommunication organizations established their network, but that was overtaken by ASCOM, the military subsidiary, Special Communication Organization. And at present, we do not have 3G or 4G internet in the era of 5G. Our students, youth, journalists, and other people of the different walks of life are deprived of current information, what's happening around in the world. So practically we are living behind the iron curtain established by the Pakistan military. What we have been suffering since 1947, the later regions, the region of Pashtunkhwa, the region of Balochistan, Sindh, and other areas, including Gilgit-Baltistan, have faced a similar situation. Thanks to information technology and social media, that has enabled us to show the real picture of Pakistani illegal activities in our region. Like everyone knows, the state of Jammu and Kashmir is the land of rivers, mountains, meadows, and beautiful valleys. But unfortunately, its inhabitants are paying the price of its beauty, its charm, in the shape of division in 5 regions, in 5 areas, by 3 countries: India, Pakistan, and China. And we, the people of Jammu and Kashmir as a whole, and mainly the members, the stalwarts of United Kashmir People's National Party, are promoting peace, stability, development, and human rights. Not for the people of Jammu and Kashmir, but for the wider region as well. This is what we are striving for since 39 years. And from last 25 years, we are here at the United Nations Human Rights Council. And also everywhere in the world where our diaspora communities forced or compelled to be, like in Canada and the United States, United Kingdom and many countries in Europe as well. Because of time constraint, I would like to share few things. As Mr. President, Mr. Moderator Nasser Al-Zisab has told us that what's happening in our region, that the blasphemy laws are misused. And we are continuously advocating that the international community and the human rights organizations and individuals must pay attention, must pay an urgent heed to this situation. That's why Article 295 APC, 298 are misused by the security forces, by the police, and by the mob. And no perpetrator is booked so far, since these black laws were incorporated into 1973 Constitution of Pakistan. Back to Jammu and Kashmir and particularly to Pakistan occupied region. We cannot take part in elections, even we cannot seek jobs. Recently, the government announced that they have introduced NTS, National Testing Service, to provide employment to the local youth. And single person was not able to seek the job who do not subscribe to the ideology of Kashmir would be part of Pakistan. Single one. All of them were pro-Pakistan, and they already subscribing to the ideology that Kashmir would be Pakistan. And shortly, Article 7, Sub-Article 3, Article 31, 32, 33, 56, all these articles, which are the part of internal constitution of Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, but empower Islamabad. They empower Islamabad, hegemony on our natural resources, land, and the capital, human capital. And unfortunately, both India and Pakistan have been making tall plans, but they did not comply with their promises and with their plans. They were with the people. And now, the state that was established on 16th of March, 1846, and lived until 22nd of October 1947. And there was no India, even there was no Bangladesh as a country. It was United India, and we were a state. We had a national bank, we had an assembly, we had postal tickets, we had measurement tools, we had a cricket team, we had everything that is imperative for a nation state. And unfortunately, because of changing geopolitical scenario, and on behalf of British colonial power, the Pakistani military orchestrated a tribal attack and divided us. And since then, we are anything but not treated as a human being. Because human beings are considered who enjoy the fullest human rights. When we say human rights, these are political rights, these are economical rights, these are constitutional rights, these are cultural rights, as enshrined in various international conventions. International Convention on Civil and Political Rights is one of them, and Universal Declaration of Human Rights as well. The entire world communities agree on these articles, these conventions, but unfortunately we are not. In this case, we gathered everywhere in the world, and particularly during annual or regular sessions of the United Nations Human Rights Council to tell our story It's a story of oppressed people. It's a story of those who are victimized by a country, those who are divided by the neighbors, and they are in search of peace, they are in search of stability, they are in search of development. But how, inflicting such a damage and harm to your neighbor, you will live as a peaceful society? This is not possible. In my view, this is not possible. If you want peace in your societies, development and prosperity for your population, you have to provide the same environment for your neighbors as well. And the people of Jammu and Kashmir are one of them. So, my dear colleagues, comrades, friends, participants, we are here to express our solidarity with each other and to make a commitment that in next session we will be more forcefully active at all international forums, and we shall persuade world community that we as a people do hold right of self-determination, right of self-rule, and we should be treated as people, as a nation, as you are in your respective countries. So, with these words, I will take your leave. Thank you very much.
And we are the victim of the Cold War era policies, and we are divided as introduced I. And our people wants the right of freedom of movement. They should have right of freedom of movement because countries are divided. These countries are dividing us on the basis of religion, region, tribes, linguistic, but we are one nation, and we want to tell them that despite all conspiracies, we shall continue our struggle for our liberation. I warmly welcome our respectable guests from Israel and Netherlands. Thank you very much for your participation. Now I would like to invite Ms. Shazia Sultana, senior leader from Bangladesh, and she is the activist of Secular Forum for Bangladesh here in Switzerland. Please welcome.
Good evening, everybody. Today on this International Human Rights Conference organized by United Kashmiri People's National Party, UKPNP, Honorable President Kashmiri Alliance, Mahmoud Kashmiri sir, and Honorable Chairman Mr. Shaukat Ali Kashmiri, General Secretary of the organization Mr. Nasir Aziz Khan, and Honorable panel speaker, all of you, and all the human rights activists, and all of distinguished guests. Very good evening. Today, I present as a Bangladeshi woman living in Geneva, a human rights defender and as an entrepreneur in Geneva. I explain my situation in my country, Bangladesh. I would like to make a special request to all of you. Please give little attention to my native land, Bangladesh. Our motherland, Bangladesh, is going through a terrible situation since last 5 August 24. There are indiscriminate killing, massacre, robbers, looting, arrest in house and business places, temples, and breaking all of idols, rape of Hindu minority people, girls, who religiously broken all of institution and our philosophy. Destruction of sacrificing, killing of ordinary people, arrest of the country's famous writers, journalists, retired judges, torture and mob torture in the 4 places under the police custody, terrible human rights violation. Society has been established in the whole country. Hundreds of crimes against humanity and genocide have occurred in the whole of Bangladesh under the interim government, chief advisor of Dr. Mohammad Yunus government. Happened every day with the direct support of the Mohammad Yunus government, the internationally known human rights activist, very prominent writer, journalist and secular philosopher Shahriar Kabir has been arrested without any provocation and is being tortured by in remand 7 days. Barrister Samsuddin Chaudhry Manik, a retired judge of the High Court of Bangladesh, has been arrested and accused in the murder case. Justice Manik was brutally tortured inside the court area, custody of police, and was admitted now in hospital. He is like half-death situation. 18 of journalists of famous national media of Bangladesh have been arrested with false murder case. Very famous, our television channel 71, there is journalist Farjana Rupa, Shakil Ahmed and business director of Mujahid Babu, and another journalist, everybody knows him, Shamol Dotto, were tortured and arrested in this interim government. Everybody are accused murder case. Now, this 22 September, what happened? Our university, Dhaka University, there is one of our hall of the Fazlul Haq Hall, a very unbalanced a student. He's a psychological patient named Tofajjal. He was beaten with his student friend, and hours by hours he is beaten, and afterward he is dead. Jahangirnagar University, very prominent university, there is Shamim Mullah. He is also student leader of Jahangirnagar University. He also same beaten and then dead. These 100 of cases every day happen, and no law and force, security, nothing. This is the interim government give us. At the same time, the anti-independence group of 1971, who are not like our independent, they are in the field and conspiracy with Pakistani government make Bangladesh like before with Alliance Pakistan. They wants to change our anthem and national flag of Bangladesh also. So I humbly appeal and request all of international community and all the human rights activists, please stand by the people of Bangladesh also as a human being. We are everybody support the Bangladeshi who wants the free and not religious extremist and secularism and independent, real independent in Bangladesh. So support us, and I again thank you all to hearing this speech. Thank you. Thank you very much.
The situation in Bangladesh, and when extremist forces toppled this government, secular government in Bangladesh, and there was a huge celebration in Pakistan that their agencies and army succeeded and they took revenge of 1971 liberation war. We stand with people of Bangladesh and we support secular progressive people in Bangladesh, and we are always here and we will cooperate with you, and we shall continue our struggle together. Thank you very much. Now I would like to give floor to Mr. Sajid Hussain, Secretary Information, United Kashmir People's National Party, Europe Zone.
Thank you, Nasab, for giving me an opportunity to speak on this important conference. And first of all, I would like to extend my greetings and congratulations to the new elected Cabinet of United Kashmir People's National Party under the great leadership of Sardar Shaukat Ali Kashmiri. And we are hoping that under the leadership of Shaukat Ali Kashmiri Saab, the new elected cabinet will accelerate our movement in the region and in international institutions as well. When we talk about the oppressed nation and nationalities, then we have to know about our oppressor. Who is our oppressor? And we have to know about who is our enemy and who is our friend. And this is very important, that Pakistan is our oppressor, which has been created in 1947 as a client state for the vested interest of the Western world. Now, Pakistan is committing crime against the humanity, and Pakistan is committing crime against the oppressed nations. Pakistan is committing crime against the people of Balochistan. Pakistan is committing crime against the people of Sindh, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and people of Pakistani occupied Jammu and Kashmir, particularly Nazad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. Recently, I have visited the region and particularly Pakistani occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and I have visited almost three divisions and 10 districts, and we have been organized a very important event regarding our party, United Kashmir People's National Party. And during our mobilization for our convention, which has been held on 24 and 25th of August, and we have interacted with people in all districts. What are the situation of our people in all districts? They don't have any facilities in terms of education, in terms of health, or in terms of road infrastructure, or in terms of other facilities. As far as human rights, there is a deteriorating human rights situation in Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. Our people are suffering since 1947, and till now they are suffering. Their suffering has not been ended till now. And Pakistan has invaded our historical state, Jammu and Kashmir. When we say historical state, then we refer a historical agreement. and that agreement has been made on 16th of March 1846 by Maharaja Gulab Singh with East India Company. And our state has been existed till 1947, when British India divided subcontinent on the basis of religion. So till they have launched an Operation Gulmarg, and as a result of this Operation Gulmarg, our state has been divided right from 1947 until now. This is the story of the people of Jammu Kashmir, and till now we do not have any facilities. And our people have struggling since long. There have been lot of movements from 1947 and last 1.5 years. There has been a great and big movement under the leadership and under the platform of Jammu Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee, and with international backing of our diaspora, we have been successful to get some relief in terms of 3 rupees of electricity and some subsidy on our food items. And third is underway there, but still now they are over. But what happened after this movement? I want to tell you, they have limited the internet speed, and even though they are not allowed our people for the internet facility, and they can actually explore and gather information through internet. And our all freedoms, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and freedom of association has been curtailed since 1947. And it is irony that the terrorist organization take part in the election, but unfortunately, United Kashmir People's National Party cannot be allowed to register in that region. So this is the situation in our region. Our people are suffering, and during different meetings and public meetings and convention, I have delivered the message of our exile leader Sardar Shaukat Ali Kashmiri. What was the sin of Shaukat Ali Kashmiri and why he has been living in exile since 1999? Because he was striving for the people's rights, and he was striving for the oppressed nation, and particularly for the people of Jammu and Kashmir. And that's why he has become exiled, and twice the ISI has been kidnapped Sardar Shaukat Ali Kashmiri in POK in 94 and 98. So these things we have been expressed and exchanged our views during our meetings and our public gatherings. So this is the situation. So I do not go into much detail because there is a curiosity of time. There is a very short time. So I will take my time, rest of time, to Sardar Shaukat Ali Kashmiri. Thank you so much for organizing this wonderful conference.
Raise valid issues facing Pashtun people due to the policies of Pakistan. And Pakistan came into Kashmir through a war. They invaded Kashmir, and then they forcibly divided our state. While India came into Kashmir through a treaty, our legitimate ruler signed a treaty of accession with India, and then India came into Kashmir. And she made pledges with Kashmiris that she will protect life, liberty, and property of Kashmiri people, and she will reunify entire state. And since 1947, last 76 years, we are forcibly divided, and India has failed to fulfill its promises with Kashmiris. Through this forum, we ask India to fulfill its promises with the people of Kashmir, and our families, our country should be reunified. Thank you.
नज़र भाई पीटीएम में एक बात भूल गया हूँ।
Yeah, please.
पीटीएम का जो कश्मीर के हवाले से मौक़िफ़ है, ये बिल्कुल क्लियर है कि कश्मीर जो है वो कश्मीरियों का है।
Yeah, yeah.
कश्मीर न किसी का अटूट अंग है, न किसी का शहर है। कश्मीर कश्मीरियों का है।
Thank you very much for your support and kind words. It is great encouragement for us. Thank you very much. We are a historical nation and we shall continue our struggle, what may come. Now I would like to invite Kashif Abbasi Sahib. He is the Media and Press Coordinator of UKPNP, United Kingdom. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nasir Aziz, for inviting me here today. And I would like to first of all, thank you very much, Mr. Shukri Kashmiri, for organizing such a beautiful event. And thank you, all of my comrades, my party members, all of you. Thank you so much for organizing such a beautiful evening today. And I will take only a few minutes from all of you just to share some beautiful thoughts. As all of us, we are sitting from different regions and we are having different identities, regional identities. All of us, we all are having different languages as well. But the main enemy we all are sharing, we all are having a common enemy, that the people, the states who are anti-peace. Most likely, as our region, the Pakistan, they are playing a role against the peace. So we all together, we from different areas, we all as a human beings, we would love to work for peace. As the motto of our party is the freedom, democracy and equality. These are all the norms to sustain a peace, a peaceful environment in the region. So all of us are having a common enemy in different regions, in different parts of the world. All of them are the people who are anti-peace people. We sitting here today, we are pro-people. We, as a UKPNP, we are always concerned about the human beings, about the people. They are living in Kashmir, outside of the Kashmir, or the people who are living in anywhere in the world, in any part of the world. And we, sir, thank you so much today. Our note that you said we, all of us, we are majority. We are not as minorities. When we will stand together for peace, we will have it, peace. Thank you so much for giving me a time, dear Nasir Aziz sir, and thank you so much for giving me a time, attention. At the end, I would like to say no to terrorism. I would love to say no to wars, as we, UKPNP, at the era of 1990, when Pakistan and ISI or other anti-peace powers were forcing a war in Kashmir, the UKPNP, the Mr. Chairman Sardar Shaukat Kashmiri, he stand against the gun violence. So we are peaceful people, we love peace, and today loudly we will all say no to wars, no to oppression, and especially we will give a message, a strong message today from here to Pakistani authorities, to Pakistan, as well as all other regions. I have seen a humble woman from Bangladesh. She is also suffering. So human beings are suffering. we are all suffering and we are all sharing some very, very deep, ma'am, very deep, I would say very, very deep the problems, the issues were created by the states. As Mr. Shaukat Ali Kashmiri today very beautifully he said, we all have some reservations for the states, how the states are working. We all have reservations, but we will continue our struggle for the sake of peace and for our united Kashmir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Babasi sir. In Pakistani occupied Kashmir, they banned books of on history of Kashmir, and we are not allowed to learn Kashmir language in the schools, and they imposed that in the morning prayer, Pakistani national anthem must be recited by all children, and Pakistani flags are displayed each and every school to somehow brainwash our youth and to distort their minds and to occupy our land permanently. And we are here and we urge the United Nations that they should make Pakistan accountable, and they should ask Pakistan that our people should have the right to learn their language, history, culture, everything. And we are trying our best, and we need international community support that we shall continue our struggle in a better way. Thank you very much. Now I would like to give floor to our today's conference chief guest, Fazal Rahman Afridi Sahib. He is the president of Khyber Institute for Research and Studies based in France. You have the floor, sir. If we speak about Pakistani atrocities, they consider it blasphemy. And according to Pakistani blasphemy laws, it is legal to kill anybody. And when religious people they issue fatwas, it means they can harm any activist. And we have serious concern, and international community should take note of this. And if we talk about right to self-determination, Pakistan at the international arena pretends and claims that she is the supporter of the right to self-determination of Kashmiri people, but she is not ready to listen voices of those people, Pashtun people and Singhis who are struggling for their right to self-determination. Now I would like to invite Mashriqewal Khayan Sahib, the Afghan leader based in Italy and activist. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. सबको हाजिरी साल ताला में बैठे सबको मेरा सलाम और मैं बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ क्योंकि PNP ने हमको इन्वाइट किया और हमको बात करने का टाइम दिया। हमारे एक रिक्वेस्ट है वो भी UKPNP से कि जो 11 अक्टूबर जो पश्तूनों का जो अदालत पीटीएम की तरफ से लग रहा है, UKPNP की हम बहुत सपोर्ट करते हैं क्योंकि ये मजलूमों के लिए अदालत है, मजलूमों को हक देना है। और पाकिस्तान में सिर्फ पश्तून मजलूम नहीं है, उसके साथ कश्मीरी भी मजलूम है, बलूची भी मजलूम है और सिंधी भाई भी हमारा मजलूम है। तो हम सब का सपोर्ट करते हैं। जिस लेवल पे आप 11 अक्टूबर को सपोर्ट करना चाहते हैं तो आपका सपोर्ट हमारे लिए बहुत ही जरूरी है। दूसरी बात, हमारा जो पेटीएम का जो एडवोकेसी कमेटी है जिसका आफरीदी साहब लीडर है, जिस तरह UKPNP का लीडर सरदार शौकत अली साहब है, हम आपसे ये रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं कि आप ये बात ऊपर लेवल तक पहुंचाए, जो आप लोगों का यूनाइटेड नेशन में बैंक ना उठना है, बड़े बड़े लोगों के साथ जो दुनिया के लिए, जो कंट्रीज के लिए जो वो एक प्रोग्राम बनाते हैं, आप लोगों का उसके साथ बैंक ना उठना है। तो ये ये बात आप उस लोगों तक पहुंचाए जो अभी पाकिस्तान का जो फौज है, जो दहशतगर्द है, और ये दहशतगर्द जो सब पठानों को, पश्तूनों को, बलोचों, कश्मीरियों, सिंधों को मरवाना चाहते हैं और उसके साथ उसको कत्ल करते हैं और उसके साथ जुल्म करते हैं। तो ये जो एटम बम है पाकिस्तान का, ये तो फौज के साथ है। ये दुनिया को बताए कि ये पाकिस्तान का जो फौज है ये दहशतगर्द है और दहशतगर्दों के साथ एटमी है, एटम है। तो ये सारी दुनिया के लिए खतरा पा सकता है। तो आपसे हमारा गुजारिश है कि आप लोग इससे एटम बम ले लें, जो इसके साथ जो सिस्टम है, क्योंकि ये सब लोगों के लिए, सब दुनिया के लिए खतरा पा सकता है। और एक बात और, जो अभी जो पावरफुल कंट्री ने जो करारदाद का स्टेटस दिया है पाकिस्तान को GSP प्लस का, इससे तो पाकिस्तान का बहुत फायदा होता है। और पाकिस्तान तो वैसा भी एक दहशतगर्द कंट्री है। तो क्यों ये लोग जो मीडिया पे, जो बड़े बड़े ऑफिस पे ये लोग इंसानियत की बात करते हैं, हुकूक की बात करते हैं, और एक तरफ से फिर ये लोग पाकिस्तान को सपोर्ट करते हैं GSP प्लस के हवाले से। तो ये करारदाद से वापस ले ताकि पाकिस्तान आगे ना जाए। जितना पाकिस्तान आगे जाता है, जितना इसका इकोनॉमी अच्छा होता है, तो इतना ये अपने लोगों के साथ, जो पश्तून है, कश्मीरी, बलूच सिंधी है, इसके साथ साथ अफगानिस्तान के जो अफगानिस्तान के जो लोग हैं, सबके साथ ये जुल्म करते हैं। तो बहुत मेरा भाई सरदार साहब, बहुत मेरा भाई UKPNP का जो हम इन्वाइट किया, थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you very much, Mr. Gawan Sahib. Now I would like to invite Malak Bazai Sahib. He is the PTM coordinator for Europe. Sir, you have the floor, please.
बड़ी मेहरबानी हमें मौका अता करने की। सबसे पहले यहाँ का UKPNP के चेयरमैन PTM के जो मरकज़ी कमेटी के मेंबर्स हैं, हमारे DPC को सबको मेरी तरफ से सलाम किया कि हमें बात चल रही है सेलिब्रेशन की, बात चल रही है मजलूमों की। यहाँ पे जमील भाई ने कहा था 37 सालों से हम लोग यही बातें कर रहे हैं, लेकिन आउटपुट क्या निकला है? आउटपुट ये निकला है कि हमारी अवेयरनेस हुई है, हमारे लोगों को पता चल रहा है। पहले हम लोग पाकिस्तान के तराने के लिए खड़े होते थे, पाकिस्तान को बहुत से लोग, बहुत से पठान जो है अपना अमल करा देते थे, बहुत से बलोच, बहुत से सिंधी या बहुत से कश्मीरी ये कह रहे थे कि हमारा है। लेकिन ये अवेयरनेस यहाँ तक पहुँच गई है कि ज़्यादा पाकिस्तान की जितनी भी माकूम कौमें हैं वो ये कह रहे हैं कि पाकिस्तान इज़ नॉट आवर कंट्री। पाकिस्तान जो है उसने हमें माकूम किया हुआ है, वो ऑप्रेस्ड है, हम गुलाम हैं। मैं तो सुनूं की बात करता हूँ, पश्तून जो है कोई कहे या न कहे, वैसे थे पश्तून हम पाकिस्तान में मुकम्मल तौर पे गुलाम, हमें एक गुलाम की तरह से ट्रीट किया जाता है। हमें हम पे इतने जुल्म ढाए गए हैं, पश्तूनों पे इतने जुल्म ढाए गए हैं पिछले 20-25 सालों से, खुसूसी फिर उससे पहले जो अफगानिस्तान में रिवोल्यूशन आया हुआ था, उसके बाद हमारे पठान हैं या हमारे जो अफगान हैं, उनकी जो हमारे शहीद हुए हैं, तकरीबन वो 4 मिलियन से ज़्यादा लोग शहीद। तो 20 सालों में जो पाकिस्तान ड्यूरेंट लाइन की इस तरफ پشتونخوا میں یا جو پشتون جو بلوچستان میں رہتے ہیں 1 لاکھ سے زیادہ ہمارے لوگ مارے گئے. کس گناہ پہ؟ ہمارے پشتونوں نے کوئی گناہ نہیں کی ہوئی تھی. پاکستانی فوجوں نے جوانوں کی امریکیوں کے ساتھ مل کر وار آؤٹ کے نام نہاد نام کے تحت ہم لوگوں کے ظلم ہے. یہی لوگ جو دہشت گرد افغانستان میں تھے, یہی جو امریکنز تھے, یہ جو سامراجی قوتیں تھے, یہ لوگ افغانستان میں افغانستان کی قانونی حکومت کو گرانے کے لیے جہاں دہشت گرد لے گئے تھے, انہی دہشت گردوں کو 2001 کے بعد پشتونخوا میں لائے گئے. پشتونخوا کے مختلف علاقوں میں انہیں بیس بنا کے دیے گئے, وہاں پہ ٹریننگ کیمپ دیے گئے. یہیں سے پھر وہ لوگ مداخلت کرتے تھے افغانستان میں, یونیورسٹیوں کو بموں سے اڑانا, پلوں کو بموں سے اڑانا, اسکولوں کو اور سرکاری آفیسز کو, ہمارے جو آرمی کے جو بیس تھے ان کو ٹارگیٹ کرنے کے لیے انہوں نے یہاں پہ پشتونخوا میں بیس بنائے. ہم لوگوں نے اس وقت بھی یہی بات کی تھی کہ ہمارے زمین جو ہے وہ دہشت گردوں کے لیے مت بن, ہمارے زمینوں میں ہمارے علاقوں میں ان کے ٹیررسٹ کیمپ مت بن. انہوں نے بنائے. یہاں سے افغانستان میں کنٹینیوسلی 25 سال 20 سال تک مداخلت کرتے رہے. اسی طرح انہیں یہاں پشتونخوا میں جو خیبر پشتونخوا بولتے ہیں, خیبر پشتونخوا میں ان لوگوں کو جن کی زبان ہے یا جو لوگ اپنی بات کرنے کی اہلیت رکھتے ہیں, ان کو ٹارگیٹ کرنے کے لیے وہاں پہ ڈرامیٹیکلی طالبان کے نام سے, میں یہ نہیں کہوں گا کہ کوئی طالبان نہیں تھے, پاکستان ISI, پاکستان فوج MI, انہوں کی ایجنٹوں نے ہمارے لوگوں پہ قیادت کرتا ہے. انہی لوگوں نے ہمارے 1 لاکھ لوگ مارے. پاکستان میں ابھی تک 32,000 جو پشتون ہیں وہ گم شدہ کے لسٹ میں. ہمارے 8,000 تک ان کو ڈسپیئرنس. ہمارے جو اکانومی جو ہوا ہے وہ بالکل اربوں ڈالر میں, پورے شہر کے شہر انہوں نے بمبار کر دیا. ابھی یہ کشمیر اور جو انڈیا کا کانفلکٹ جو ہو رہا ہے یا بات کر رہے ہیں, جو پاکستانی ٹیلی ویژن وہاں پہ پروپیگنڈا کر رہے ہیں کہ انڈیا جو ہے وہ کشمیر میں اتنے مظالم مظالم کر رہے ہیں, لوگوں کو مار رہے ہیں. مجھے کوئی بھی, ہم سب کشمیر کے رہنے والے ہیں, یہ بتائیں کہ کب انڈیا نے F-16 یا بڑے جیٹ پیارے لے کر وہاں پہ مظفر آباد علاقے میں بمبار کیا. پاکستان نے پچھلے 20 سالوں میں ہمارے علاقوں پہ 12 سے زیادہ آپریشن کیے, اور ہر آپریشن میں F-16 سے لے کر کوبرا ہیلی کاپٹر تک انہوں نے استعمال کیا. ہمارے پورے شہر کے شہر میٹ کر دیے, دیرام میں بدل دیے. 1 نہیں, 2 نہیں, 3 نہیں, 4 نہیں, 5-6 شہر. ایسے حالت میں پشتون تحفظ مہم یہی آواز اٹھاتی ہے. وہاں پہ ایسے خوب اور رس پھیلایا گیا کہ جو بھی بات کرے گا وہ اپنی جان سے ہاتھ دھو بیٹھے گا. اسی طرح ہوا. فضل الرحمان جس علاقے سے تعلق رکھتا ہے, یا رحمان اللہ جس علاقے سے تعلق رکھتا ہے, ان علاقوں کے 1200 ایسے ملکوں, ایسے خانوں یا ایسے لوگوں کو اٹھایا گیا کہ ان کے گاؤں کا ایک ملک ہو, وہ ایک بات کہتے ہیں, پورا گاؤں پورا علاقہ اس پہ اکٹھا ہو جاتا ہے. ایسے چن کر 1200 خانوں یا نوابوں یا ایسے افراد کو, سیاسی کارکنوں کو اٹھایا گیا اور انہیں قتل کر دیا. قتل بھی کس طرح؟ انہیں پکڑا, اٹھایا, رات کو گردن کاٹ کر اس کا سر ان کے سینے پر رکھ کر وہاں پہ ایک پرچی بھی اس کے ساتھ لکھ دی جاتی کہ اگر کوئی بھی اس لاش کو اٹھاتا اس کو بھی ہم زندہ نہیں چھوڑیں. وہ لاش دنوں تک وہاں روڈ پہ پڑا رہتا تھا. ہم جانتے تھے کہ یہ وہ آواز تھی جو یہاں کے مظلوم عوام کی حقوق کی بات کرتے تھے. یہ وہ آواز تھی جو یہاں پہ امن کی بات کرتے تھے. یہ وہ آواز تھی جو یہاں کے لوگوں کے یہاں پہ دہشت گردی کے خلاف بات کرتے تھے. ہمیں پتہ تھا, لیکن ہمیں خوف کی حالت اتنی تاریخ تھی کہ ہم لوگ اپنے لاش اٹھا نہیں سکتے. ऐसे हालत में पश्तून तहफ़्फ़ुज़ मूवमेंट मंजूर अहमद पश्ती और उनके दोस्तों ने अपना सर खाक पे उठाकर ये इक़दाम किया। यहाँ से शुरू किया, मार्च किया, फिर हमने दुश्मन की आंखों में आंखें डालकर ये बात की कि ये जो दहशतगर्दी है इसके पीछे वाला, और हमने ये बात साबित भी कर दिया है कि दहशतगर्दी के पीछे पाकिस्तान की जो फौजें हैं वो है। हम लोग ये साबित भी कर सकते हैं, जितने भी ऑपरेशन हुए हैं उनके चैनल्स पे हम लोगों ने देखा है कि लोग के हर रोज के चैनल्स, न्यूज चैनल्स पे आते हैं बात की 100 दहशतगर्द मारे गए, 20 दहशतगर्द वो कर दिए। मैं चैलेंज करता हूँ, हम पीटीएम चैलेंज करते हैं कि आप मुझे पूरे 20 सालों में 5 दहशतगर्दों के नाम बताएं कि 5 दहशतगर्द हम लोगों ने मारे। कोई दहशतगर्द नहीं मारा गया है। सारे जो दहशतगर्द थे वो इन्हीं के पाले हुए लोग थे। जहां भी ये लोग ऑपरेशन करते थे, मैं स्वात का एक मिसाल देता हूँ। स्वात में उन्होंने ऑपरेशन किया, ऑपरेशन से पहले ऐलान किया कि हम लोग ऑपरेशन कर रहे हैं। पहले तो तालिबान को बकायदा पकड़ कर लिया है कि ये स्वात आपकी होगी, अकाउंट भी दस्तखत कर दिया। फिर जब वहां पे उन्होंने दहशत बर्बरियत एक जंगल का कानून नाफिज कर दिया, तो वहां पे पूरी दुनिया की मीडिया से बात कर रही थी, तो पाकिस्तान ने मजबूर होकर कि हम लोग ऑपरेशन करें। ऑपरेशन से पहले कह दिया कि जितने भी उनके पाले हुए दहशतगर्द थे उनको बकायदा अपनी गाड़ियों में उनको भर के यहाँ से लेकर दुर्गंधा की उस तरफ भेज दिया। उसके बाद उन्होंने जो ऑपरेशन की वो ऑपरेशन भी आम लोगों पर किया, आम लोगों को कत्ल कर दिया गया, आम लोगों के घरों को बर्बाद कर दिया। ये एक जिले की मैंने मिसाल दी। इसी तरह पूरे जो पश्तूनख्वा में जितने भी जिले हैं वहां पे यही अमल हुआ है। पीटीएम ने ये काम अपने पश्तून वतन में, ये तो आज अभी आज़म इस्तेकाम करने वाले थे। पीटीएम ने अपने लोगों की हिम्मत से, कुव्वत से वहां पे ऐसे अवामी मार्च किए, इतने लाखों लोगों को बाहर निकाले कि उनकी जुर्रत भी नहीं हो रही है कि हम ऑपरेशन करें, कहां से करें। अभी मीडिया पे कह रहे कि हमने तो ऑपरेशन की बात की नहीं। हमें पता था कि उनके जो GHQ है वो फैसला कर चुकी थी कि हम ऑपरेशन करेंगे। ऑपरेशन भी इसलिए कर रहे हैं कि एक नए जंग की शुरुआत हमारे इलाके में करना चाह रहे हैं। यहाँ पे जो चाइना, इंडिया, अमेरिका का जो वो है, उस पे इंटरनेशनल जंग फिर हमारे सरजमीन पर लड़ना चाह रहे हैं। जैसे पहले कोल्ड वॉर की जंग लड़ी गई हमारी सरजमीन पर, हम लोग 3 मिलियन तक आवाम लोग कुर्बानी दे चुके हैं। ये जो बदतरीन हालात से हम लोग गुजर रहे हैं उस जंग की वजह से, अभी एक और नया जंग हमारी सरजमीन पे ला रहे हैं, पश्तून तहफ़्फ़ुज़ मूवमेंट। ये जंग किसी भी सूरत में होने नहीं देगी। हम अपने आवाम के, हम अपने लोगों के हकूक़ के लिए हर हद तक जाएंगे। हमने फैसला किया हुआ है कि हम अपनी सर की कुर्बानी देंगे, लेकिन हम अपने नेशन पर, अपने लोगों पर आंच भी आने नहीं देंगे। ये बात हमारी पंजाबी दोस्त के लिए, पंजाबी बहनों के लिए, कि अगर आप लोग इस जंग के जरिए अपनी इकोनॉमी, अपने करप्शन के लिए गलत होना चाहते हैं, तो अभी पठान या पश्तून का जो खून है वो बराबर नहीं है। ये आप लोग कर नहीं सकते, हम लोग आपको करने नहीं देंगे। अगर खून बहेगा तो पंजाबी कर्नल आपका खून बहेगा। आप जालिम थे, जालिम हैं, और हम जालिमों का अभी डट कर मुकाबला करेंगे। फिर भी मैं वक्त ज्यादा लिया है, सॉरी। तो थैंक यू, बड़ी मेहरबानी।
Malik Fazai said, and you have raised various issues facing Pashtun people due to the policies of Pakistan. And Pakistan came into Kashmir through a war. They invaded Kashmir and they forcibly divided our state. While India came into Kashmir through a treaty of a legitimate ruler, signed a treaty of accession with India, and then India came into Kashmir. And she made pledges with Kashmiris that she will protect life, liberty and property of Kashmiri people, and she will reunify entire state. And from since 1947, last 76 years, we are forcibly divided, and India has failed to fulfill its promises with Kashmiris. Through this forum, we ask India to fulfill its promises with the people of Kashmir, and our families, our country should be reunified. Thank you.
नासिर भाई, पीटीएम में एक बात भूल गया हूँ। पीटीएम का जो कश्मीर के हवाले से मौक़िफ़ है, ये बिल्कुल क्लियर है कि कश्मीर जो है वो कश्मीरियों का है। कश्मीर न किसी का अटूट अंग है, न किसी का शहरग है। कश्मीर कश्मीरों का है।
Thank you very much for your support and kind words. It is great encouragement for us. Thank you very much. We are a historical nation and we shall continue our struggle, what may come. Now I would like to invite Kashif Abbasi Sahib. He is the media and press coordinator.
So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would have loved to be there in the company of you guys, but unfortunately, I think everybody knows in the room why I'm not there. That's again the conspiracy of the Swiss and some other friendly governments. We talk about the right to self-determination of oppressed nations. It has an inherent right to nations like Kashmir, the Baloch, the Pashtun, the Sindhis, to have a right to self-determination, which the UN is to safeguard for decades. So we have come to the UN pleading for our right to self-determination, but UN being a hollow organization, heavily controlled by states, our pleas fall on deaf ears. We are ignored consistently and systematically. The least it could have done was at least to pass some resolutions against the terrorist state of Pakistan for the atrocities and the genocide it's committing with the Pashtuns, with the Baloch, with the Kashmiris, previously with the Mahajars. But no, it does not even bother to do that, to even acknowledge our genocide. Another thing that was very interesting, that I think it should be talked about, one has to commend countries like South Africa, that it took a monumental step in the case of Palestine, what's happening in Palestine. And we urge countries like South Africa, or like-minded countries who are brave enough to stand against tyrannical, imperial, fascist countries like Pakistan, who oppress smaller nations, who forcibly occupy and exploit neighboring countries, which is the case in Balochistan. It has occupied us, but nobody has come to our rescue. So it would be great if a case against Pakistan can be taken to the ICC, and I think we can jointly, maybe the Pashtun, Baloch and the Kashmiris can try to push forward for something like this. Because it is our right, and it is an international forum. If the UN cannot provide us a remedy to our issues, our genocide is going on, and they don't care, so we have to try other avenues. One interesting point I think that has to be noted, I'm not going to talk too long. Obviously the West has lost any interest in our region after its adventures in Afghanistan's failed. Unfortunately, the West always thinks that it has its own proxies or its own regional so-called allies in the area who will manage the region. I'm not going to name names, but people know who the allies are. But the proxies are incompetent and they have different priorities rather than to settle issues in the region. I mean, it's a known fact. There's three powers. It's a tripolar world now. It is the West, China, and Russia, the main major players in the world, who determine the rules of the game. As you do realize, Guadalajara has been given to China to provide Chinese a naval base. And this is only last week. They have formally given Guadalajara to China as a naval base. It's a very sad fact. but one must accept the fact that we're living in a tripolar world and China is a major player in our region. But it does not fulfill its responsibilities. We always criticize China from one angle, and we rightfully do so, because it is the partner of our oppressor. It's Pakistan's partner in crime when it comes to the human rights abuses and the loot and plunder of Palestine. But for once, today, let's look at China from a different perspective. It is a regional power, we can't deny that, but it does not fulfill its responsibilities. It should, in essence, like the West does, see the whole of West has come to the rescue of Ukraine. China, in reality, is our neighbor, shouldn't come to the rescue of the Kashmiris and the Baluch, rather than being part and parcel of the oppressors and being friends with them is further subjugating us. I think Pakistan and Kashmir, if China played a positive role, rather than joining hands with our enemy, in the long term it will be a very productive project for all parties. Instead of adding problems, adding to the problem. The history of our region is so complex that I think I'm not probably qualified to even comment on that. But the present international situation is very simple in a way. We can see what's the global changes that are happening, the war in the Middle East, the war in Europe, and how rogue countries and rogue powers like Pakistan, under the cover of international chaos, they take advantage by escalating their genocide and loot and plunder of countries like Balochistan. The world should keep an eye on this, and I think it's a pivotal moment for big changes to happen in the world throughout, and hopefully if we join hands, as I can see the previous gentleman, the Pashtun speaker, it's such a great thing to see that we are speaking the same language. We have come to the point, be it pushed by the enemy, by the Punjabi fascist regime, that we have come to one stage that we are on the same page. Let's join hands and move forward together. I thank you all very much.
He was sharing his insights about Balochistan, what's happening, what sort of atrocities Pakistan is commenting there. Thank you very much. Now I would like to give floor to his commenting there. Thank you very much. Now I would like to give floor to Sardar Shaukat Ali Kashmiri Sahib. He is the chairman of United Kashmir People's National Party. You have the floor. Yes.
Thank you very much. Mr. President, our chief guest of course, our moderator, and all our speakers who contribute very well, and the audience who are here to encourage us, to surprise us, and hopefully help us. I will not repeat those things which is already stated. I will not go into the history days. Just a few minutes. I just ask our comrades, our friends, our allies, that it is our choice to determine the friends. If anybody who create any hurdles in our friendship, we should unitedly oppose such kind of policies who are not in favor of our movements. It's damaging act to show. All the friends should understand against the enemy, we should unite it. Until and unless we will not unite, we cannot fight impressively. And what is the strategy of the enemy? They try to divide us, they try to confuse us, they try to damage our cause. So this is the time that we should understand the enemy of our movements. We are not against any country, we are not against any nation, but our priority to defend the interest of our nation, interest of our region, and also it's our prime duty to elaborate those issues which harm the society, like use of religion, like narrow nationalism, like create confusion and chaos among the people. So all those political activists, the leaders of the nation and nationalities should achieve that goal which we have idealized, that freedom is our ultimate goal. The protection of our people's life and liberty and property is our goal. And rest assured, nobody in this world can snatch your God, snatch your Bhagwan, or snatch your Allah from your heart. But there are the governments who impose and who use religion as tool to divide us. That policy is harmony, unity. So we should understand the tactics of the governments and all those people who working as a proxy of the state. They have no the pro-people agenda. मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ अपने दोस्तों से, अपने अहबाब से, welcome is a friend from the Jammu. मैं चंद बातें अपने दोस्त अहबाब से कहना चाहता हूँ कि आज का जो टॉपिक है, टाइटल कश्मीर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट एंड राइट टू सेल्फ डिटर्मिनेशन। कश्मीर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट पे तो मेरे ख्याल में 2 घंटे से आप सुन रहे हैं कि ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट क्यों पैदा हुआ, किसने पैदा किया, कौन अग्रेसर था, किसने फोर्सफुली हमारी लोगों को, ये सिर्फ ज़मीन की तकसीम नहीं, इट्स नॉट डिवाइड ऑन द लैंड बट आवर फैमिली, आवर nation has been divided forcefully, and now both the sides people inspirations to reunite, but unfortunately the government are not ready to fulfill its promises or respect our wishes. इसलिए इतने अरसे से हम तकसीम हैं, लेकिन ना हिंदुस्तान को ये एहसास हुआ और ना ही पाकिस्तान को ये एहसास हुआ कि एक ही फैमिली को बहन इस तरफ है और भाई उस तरफ है, माँ इस तरफ है, सरहद की इस तरफ, खूनी तकसीम की जो लकीर खींची हुई है तो मतों ने, वालिद इधर है, माँ दूसरी तरफ। इट्स ए वेरी सैड स्टोरी, इट इज ए ग्रेट ट्रेजेडी फॉर द ह्यूमन बीइंग एंड हमारा अमन। Why we are always asking we want peace? Because all the prosperity, all the development, all the good norm is linked with the peace. If region is not peaceful, if our region is under the proxies, under the extremists, under those who are using religion as tool, and those who, one of our friends explained in Rawalpindi, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, it's not one mullah. the militant group, the other mullahs unitedly issued the fatwa against the nationalists, progressive, Democrats, or those who link with the or associate with the right movement. They say all these are infidels. They are atheists, and we treat them as infidels. So, state is failed to fulfill its promises. State is failed to protect the lives of the people. They're just searching for the proxies who can just dictate us who is your friend. If someone is my friend and long associate, but abruptly the friend is disappeared and he is not encouraged to come in front of me and say hello. Why? If I did commit any mistake, it is the duty of the friends to ask me, what is your fault? What is your narrative? And what is the wrong in my narrative? If I stand with my nation, I stand with my people, irrespective of their faith, irrespective of their color, irrespective of their creed. My secular credential is very much established because we are secular, not for the countries, but we think it is the best for the people because all those policies who discriminate the nations, who divide the nations, who create the proxies. So India and Pakistan, both the countries, Pakistan waged a proxy war on the Kashmir. So 100,000 people were killed and injured. And still this process is continued. There are huge terrorist camps in our area. And every day when we organize any people protest, many militant groups come out and say, why you are not subscribing the jihad? When we try to engage them, what it means, jihad never ever stop us our freedom of expression. But they used these are holy names. It is not the religion suppression that nobody has right to speak. But it is the state who exploit the people, who exploit their natural resources, and the societies, the people become more poorer and poorer, and the rich become more rich and richer. And the majority of the people, well, even in Pakistan, majority of the people, irrespective who is who, they have lack of medical facilities. They have facing unemployment. But the state is proud to be a atomic state. It's an atom. They are spending natural resources. Instead, the betterment of the people, they are buying armaments, and people become more poor. Employment. And our friend from Bangladesh, he rightly elaborate. Two months ago, it was the Bangladesh whose inflation rate was very low. People had the employment and their industrial growth is very high. But now there is a chaos. 100,000 people within 2 months they were slaughtered, and many political activists were hanged, and all the world. So the ousted prime minister was the dictators, but they are the allies of most kings dictators and everywhere. But just a person, a leader who defines the interest of their own nations, he becomes the target. And many secular progressive leaders were killed. Muslim leaders were killed. By whom? And now there is a Mullah Raj. And they are always seeking funds from the West and suppress the same voices in the region. So this policy, until and unless, from Israel to India, India to China, everywhere, if we have no awareness how to combat this kind of policy, people will suffer. Peace will not come into the regions. And every government, every nation state have their own interest. We are not against their interest, but we are against those policies who destabilize the region, who wage the wars, who establish the proxies. So I think the civil society representative should stand up unitedly in the ideals of democracy, in the ideals of people betterment, and stood against those who wage wars, who promote terrorism, and who exploit the natural resources of the nations. Like, we are not against any developmental projects, but that projects harm the people interest, like CPEC. CPEC, maybe it suits for China, maybe it suits for the Pakistani establishment or military, but that project is not transparent. That project ignores the local people. That project exploits our natural resources, and the environment is in danger because the commercial purpose is transport, harm our glaciers, and now glacier is melting there due to this huge project, and not a single penny to protect the environment. So at least being a human being, being a good man, good woman, and a friend of the society should understand these policies, irrespective what is your government is doing. If that the government policies is against the people, we should oppose those governments. If any government who is destabilized the regions, we should also oppose that, irrespective that government I belong with that government or he or anyone. So we should understand our friends. We should not receive any kind of dictation from others who are against our unity. So these are the right to self-determination is a very high idea. And United Nations Human Rights Council have one special agenda on the right to self-determination. Why we should not unitedly ask our governments to follow these ideas which benefit to the nations and resolve the conflicts. Conflicts suits the bottom industry and snatch the space for the civil society. Business, nowadays, everywhere we have seen the wars. And who is suffering? It's the people. People suffer. Because in war-like situation, we are unable to buy good clothes, we are unable to buy anything which actually linked with the common people. Only government is running to buy the weapons. So this policy, we should unitedly oppose this policy. If any government who is not respect the human rights, we should ask our governments, do not give them money. to suppress more people. That money, that support, that loan should be linked with the human rights and human rights value until and unless the UK people, the other region of the people, Middle East people, Japanese people, they are not asking their governments, do not give the loan to such countries who suppress their people, who do not honor their right to self-determination. Then we can hope that very soon in our region, in the world, peace and harmony will prevail. But if we are failed to put pressure on their own governments, I think then you can think good, you can say some good things or think about the humanity, but you are not the player. Let us come unite and behave like a players, not observers, not just advisors to advise the nations, but we should be the players to stop all these policies which is against the humanity. Thank you very much.
Yeah, honored and humbled to be here, and I thank you very much for the UKPNP developing a very informative meeting like this. And this is preparation for this kind of meeting is really troublesome. So I really thank you very much for you and member of the UKPNP. For the Kashmir issue, I've been studying for a couple of years, and I actually still understudying. So I just want to talk about the relationship between Japan and Kashmir, and also Japan and United Nations. First of all, when I was a child, what is the Kashmir? I was taught at the elementary school, and Kashmir is the one of the best quality textile in Japan available at that time. So everybody was spending a lot of money for Kashmir textures. This is the first to know that I know about the Kashmir. And we had a very good image of Kashmir at the time. And then after getting old, and then I started coming to the United Nations since 10 years ago. And because we have some trouble with the historical issue between Japan and China, Japan and South Korea. So South Korea, North Korea, and China is always accusing Japan for the historical issue by making up the story. So I was thinking, what is going on in the United Nations? I decided to visit here to see what they are doing here. And I was so astonished that people are falsely accusing without any evidence, and the United Nations taking that idea and accusing Japan. So I said to myself, wait a moment, there must be something wrong in this picture. And then I was, first of all, I was studying about the United Nations, how it is established. Prior to that, there was a legal nation. So Japan was the allied nation before World War I. And we were member of the Security Council of the legal nation. And first thing that we did, Japanese did, our representative did in the legal nation, was to have anti-discrimination put into the charter. So before establishing this legal nation, we need a law, like a UN charter, same as UN charter. So while discussing the UN charter or legal nation charter, Japan had a bill to introduce the bill to stop discriminating the colored people, right? And there was a vote, and then majority of the vote is favor to Japan. And after vote is finished, what they did is the United States and the UK said, this is a very important thing, so we need to have a consensus. Means everybody have to accept it. Then the result of this vote was turned over. This is the first thing that I thought. And then after that, Japan quit the League of Nations. And now we came to the United Nations after World War II. And then I found there is something very stinky in this organization. Just because I saw after the World War II, there is a Korean War. And Russia and China was coming to the Korean Peninsula and by full force. And all the democratic people was pushed back into the end of the Korean Peninsula, the edge of the Korean Peninsula. Then United Nations decided to send a troop from the UN troop from the south to keep it up. Then finally, they fought each other and they put the line in the middle. So this means they need some places still unstable and unstabilized place. As Shogat said, this is something somebody is drawing the picture. And then I said to myself again, why the Russians are coming from north, China is coming from the north, why the United Nations troop is coming from the south to fight each other? This is very interesting, right? Because there are permanent five, all of these are permanent five of United Nations. And they had a vote. If there is anybody, any country among the five, P5, to not accept for this resolution, then they cannot send a troop from the south to fight against Russia and China. So what happened? Then finally, Russia did not participate, and also they are not saying that no, means they just abandon the rights to vote. So finally, United Nations troops go peacekeeping groups went from the south to push up, then they draw the line in the middle. So this is how they're doing it, and what I saw that there must be those P5 is shaking hand behind the curtain, right? Because this is so stupid, because they are permanent five, they are fighting each other, and then draw the line in the middle. So this is actually drawn the system from the beginning. That's what I thought. And the same thing is going on in Kashmir area also, Balochistan and other places. They need a destabilized area for money. So North Korea, China, and Russia can supply the weapons. And South Korea, other the liberal democratic country will supply. So both win and win. So this is the reality of the United Nations. So I understand that you are, especially the Kashmiri people and the Baloch people, or Sindhi, the other people's Pashtuns, they need to come here to talk and to express and raise the voice for their displeasure or their struggles. As a Japanese, we don't have any trouble living in Japan. I didn't know even these kind of things, these kind of struggles are going on in 21st century. Killings are going on. Natural resources are looted by the state powers. So I really I cannot comprehend this kind of situation. But since as we actually I'm listening so many struggles from many of those areas, and finally thought that we need to change something in the United Nations. And I'm urging the Japanese government to take some measures, because the United Nations is actually now useless for us. Totally useless and doing nothing, just talking, and people are dying, the torture, and so it's dying every day, right? So this is what I've been thinking, and I'm urging the Japanese government. And on the same time, Japanese government is giving the foreign aid to Pakistan even today. And I was talking with one, I think it's about people, on the Twitter, former Twitter, now it's called X, right? And they sent me a message that your government aid was not used what was actually planned, like hydro electric plants, schools, and some other sanitary systems, and nothing is going on. So I questioned to the foreign affairs Japanese Ministry of Foreign Affairs. How it's happened? Why you cannot question the Pakistan government whether the money is properly used or not? And they say this is a diplomatic things, and once if the money is handed to the counterpart, you cannot question it. I'm a taxpayer. My tax is used for that to kill the people, to torture the people. So I'm really upset about that. And now I'm going to have a conference asking the Japanese congressmen and women to come together to listen to your voice. Okay, so I'm gonna have an international conference for human rights in the Japanese Diet building. That building means the Congress building. And Japan is only one country that now in Asian countries not influenced by China. Most of the Asian countries are blinded by China, but not Japan. And until 2021, 3 years ago, we are giving the foreign aid to China, although their economical size is 4 times more than Japan right now. So this is something very strange things again, right? So now they stopped supplying the money, and now what they're saying is that, why you stopped it? You need to give more money. And what they're doing is, because we stopped it, they start doing anti-Japan education to the elementary school, middle school, and so on. And they put the doors of the Japanese soldiers, and they give the bonnet to stop it. So the elementary school student is doing it, and they they put the Japanese flag on the ground, and all the pupils of the school is stomping on it. So this is how they're doing right now. So, and on the same time, some people, even the Japanese congressman, is very good friend with the Chinese government, right? But think of it. Chinese government is not handling their own people properly, right? How they can handle the other countries' people better than their own people? So we have to think of it. So we need to, there is almost no way to have a dialogue with China right now. Okay? They're totally kind of dictators having a power, and they're invading the Philippines, Japan, other neighboring nations. So we have to think that what the United Nations is doing, 2 wars broke out, right? And still going on. And one of the wars, Russia, who is the P5 member, still doing something, but United Nations cannot stop anything. And I was studying how to change the UN Charter, and that is very complicated. First of all, we have to get the 2/3 of the board at the Security Council. Security Council needs to recommend to the General Assembly to have a vote, and then majority vote, then they can change the charter. But actually the power balance right after World War II and right now is totally different. So that means there is no way to change any UN charter at this moment, and nothing will be improved. So until year 2000, I guess, the Japan is the number 2 contributor to after the United States to the United Nations. However, still Japan is on the enemy list of the United Nations. So any P5 member wants to invade Japan, they can do without any consensus that is written on the UN Charter, right? But yet we are spending, now China is second and Japan is third, but still we are providing a lot of money to the United Nations for nothing. And they are blaming Japan by using false accusation. So this is how it is going. So what I need to do is to change the system of the United Nations. I've been telling the government to do it, but the government is not aware of it so much. So I said, we're going to have a meeting. So I hope the people here if anybody wants to participate in the December this year to the Japanese Congress, so you are welcome to be in Japan, and you need to express your displeasure or what is taking place on the ground, so that something will be changed. I really hope that this is the only way. Still, we have a number 3 contributor to the United Nations. One day, I think a couple of years ago, there is one things happened in UNESCO World Heritage. So we were trying to no. South Korea is trying to register something to the UNESCO, and then that is against Japan. And they say Japan had a sex slavery or something during the World War II. Actually, it's not. But one of the we call it comfort women who used to be a camp follower, and I can say it's a sex worker. So she starts claiming that we were forcibly recruited and became a sex slave. But actually, they were very well paid prostitute, and that is all recorded in the United Nations, who is an enemy nation at the time, recorded on their official documents. So nothing wrong, but they made up a story and published and brought it to the United Nations. The United Nations committees are blindly believing what they're saying, and I didn't know what's going on. And later on, something's going on from the United Nations about this comfort woman issue. So I can start coming here. So this is a historical issue. But anyway, so this organization is exploited by the states, exploited by the evil NGOs. So we need to filter it. And lastly, there is one Chinese agent now roaming around the United Nations to recruit the NGOs. And some of the NGOs fell to the trap and getting the money to bash Japan or enemy of the China. So this is dirty games going on. So I cannot close my eyes. So now I'm speaking out to the government of Japan, stop or reconsider. Giving the foreign aid to Pakistan, I don't think it's bad, right? But if the money is not properly used for the purpose that they said to in advance, that is totally wrong. So we need to do something. But Japan is always and will be supporting you who are the victim of the state power, and this should not be happening. So please join us in Tokyo on December. If you need further information, I'm willing to provide you, everybody. So please stay strong. We have to unite each other, and then one day we're gonna take not independence, but freedom for everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your very impressive statement here. Now I would like to give floor to Habibur Rahman Zaman Khair. He is the president of PTM, and please be very brief because we are running out of time. We have the president of today's meeting. He will speak, and then we will open floor if somebody has short comments or questions. Please.
Thanks from UKPNP members that they gave me opportunity to talk in international conference, that we represent our oppressed people here. The reason for this is they are subjected to atrocities and are deprived of human rights. And we must defend our nations strongly from Pakistani armies. Pakistan's oppressive army has always violated human rights, that the Pakistan army is training terrorists, and then those terrorists do inhuman acts. These groups are called unknown people, but basically these unknown people are Pakistan's own army. There are many financial benefits of the Pakistani army in training terrorists. That is why Pakistan trains terrorists and then deceives the world that terrorists have come to them. Either the world does not understand on two faces politics of Pakistan, or it is satisfied with this trade of Pakistan, which is doing with human blood. Instead of a proxy war, they take dollars, euros, and pounds from the international communities. If the world does not support the Pakistan, terrorism will end. We must turn to the international communities to impose sanctions on Pakistan and not support that fake geography and factory of terrorism. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Tomorrow at 12 midday, United Kashmir People's National Party is going to organize one protest in the front of United Nations at Broken Chair. Please do join and show your solidarity and support to people of Kashmir. Now I would like to give floor to Jammu Kashmiri Sahib, who is the today's meeting president, and we have all of us who are here. And he's a very strong voice of Pakistani occupied Kashmir and struggling for the liberation of our people throughout the process.
Respected participants, moderator Sardar Khan, Chief Guest Udhar Rahman Sahab, UKPNP Chairman Sardar Kashmiri Sahab. I belong to the divided state of Jammu Kashmir. Pakistan and India have forcibly occupied Jammu Kashmir. Jammu Kashmir was a princely state in the British Empire in India 1947. Partition of India subcontinent on the basis of religion took place, which resulted Pakistan and India. Jammu Kashmir were given the option of joining either India or Pakistan or remain independent. Jammu Kashmir has become a battleground proxy war between India and Pakistan, continue because of which thousands of Kashmiris were killed in 1948. Jammu Kashmir is a matter of national liberation for 22 million people of Jammu Kashmir, which is occupied and divided by Pakistan, India and China. Kashmiri residents are suffering from the occupation and conflict of India and Pakistan through occupation military forces, resulting in an ongoing violation of the right to life. People of Jammu and Kashmir want to princely state of Jammu Kashmir to be restored to the status period to 13 August 1947. We Kashmiri was united and independent. Kashmir is not dispute of land between India and Pakistan. It is matter of illegal occupation and a breach of fundamental human rights by India and Pakistan. We demand withdrawal of all military weapons and infrastructures of occupation set up by India, Pakistan and China. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Jammu Kashmir sir. Now we open the floor. If somebody has question or short comment, please introduce yourself and raise your hand. And otherwise, we will Sardar Shotadari Kashmiri side. Shall I pass?
I want just clarify one point regarding the United Nations. The United Nations Human Rights Council is allowed NGO, although the alliance of the government day by day, short over time, and not allowed to interact with the international community through the United Nations board. But it is a state. When our and $100,000 they are spending in this United Nations Human Rights Council, they have the huge people are working around the United Nations. But lately there are many people who travel from many miles or kilometers and saying that this is a totally finished office, or that office is not working like United Nations Human Rights Council. But we, the oppressed people, have only opportunity to interact in this forum and try to make the answerable to the state, like enforced disappearances, freedom of expression. There are many issues. And when the UPR, the then government, is properly answered to the world government, we have only this forum. We cannot go injustices in International Court of Justice because Japan is not ready, India is not ready, other countries are ready. They have their own commercial interest and state-to-state relation. So we have other options. So please, whenever you are talking about the United Nations Human Rights Council rules, you should also explain that it is unfortunate, but we have only this forum where we can talk about the state's wrong role, wrongdoing, violation of human rights, and many states are sitting there. And there are many governments who have conflict with each other. So we have little space. But I must say, we should not stand against any country on behalf of any country. Where if that country is not all collectively things which is not actually support the civil society. We should always welcome those governments who support civil society, who provide the space for the society. Like the United Kashmir People's National Party is welcome and appreciate your efforts regarding holding the conference in your country. But we still little bit in a thinking mind, where some groups are allowing war, some governments are allowing war, although you are Japanese, and in the eyes as Japanese nation representatives, you treat everybody equally, not receive any kind of special advice. You are a player, you should look like a player, behave like a player, not like advisor or something that feel. When you feel constrained, you can think about our situations. So United Nations is a very important institutions where we can get together, organize seminars, side events, and sometimes we in the lobby we can sit each other, we can share our views. If United Nations Human Rights Council sessions will stop, they finish, this institution is filled, where we can meet. So please understand the importance of this building. And we should knew that this is very important. That's why Pakistan brings many people in front of the United Nations standard, and they are always talking against India. You see? And many people are not serving their own people. They're serving the government. So we are exposing, we should expose those people who are just here to serve the government agendas and blaming the other government where there have no any presence, I think.
Thank you very much. If somebody has question, then we should conclude this meeting. Once again, thank you very much, each and everybody, for your participation. Our friends from India, our friends from Africa, Israel, Netherlands, PTM friends, our party fellows from UK, Belgium, Swiss, and our media persons here. We are grateful to all of you, and as our discussion concludes today, that we need unity, we need more vision and we must be clear in our struggle, and we shall continue our struggle, and we have to face these conspiracies, these all what people are doing against us, but we will be here and we will give them definitive answers every day. Thank you very much. And it is followed by dinner. Please proceed and we have to reception, and we can sit there and we can talk together.